got a lot of UFO news to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, so the mystery drone thing seems to still be going on. I haven't seen any credible information whether it's fading or increasing or about the same. Again, I wish there was more reliable information about this stuff. We can't trust anything the government is telling us about this, and the public's interest in this is kind of waning, unfortunately. And it would be interesting if the activity was decreasing, if it decreased because the public's attention was waning. If the phenomenon said, hey, they're getting bored, so let's give them some crazy fog, something else for them to think about. I don't know. But yeah, here's one sighting. Some people are thinking this is showing a drone dropping something. I don't necessarily see it that way. You can see these other objects, whether these are stars or whatever these are, in the sky. And as you can see, there's, it looks just like those other objects. So I don't necessarily think that means anything. But either way, a really good sighting of a triangular vehicle of some sort. Looks triangular. That could very well be an anomalous mystery drone. Or who knows? We don't know. We don't have enough information about these things. But yeah, people keep seeing them. This one is over New Jersey.
Let me get them on camera.
Yeah, going over somebody's house. Nice Christmas decorations, by the way. Yeah, flying in, a fleet of them, or a formation of 3 at least. So, yeah, as these things typically or very frequently are seen in groups. People will see 3 or 4 or 5 of them at a time. Very interesting. Here's another sighting of something. I don't know if it's necessarily a drone. Yeah, an orb seen in Studio City, California on the 1st. Oh, got music? Okay, nope. Okay, here we go. Okay, hopefully I got that in time. But yeah, a good capture of an orb that reduces in size or brightness. And then I think that's just a plane. Be interesting if it were coming to check out the orb, but I think it's just on its way somewhere. But yeah, there you go. Cool orb sighting. Some people are saying that is a kind of triangular. I don't know if that's triangular or not when it shrinks like that. But it's definitely a good capture. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to come up with explanations for these orbs, calling them plasmoids and things like that, and saying, hey, humans have technology that we can do this ourselves, and this is all human, or a lot of this is human. Well, people have been seeing orbs forever. If we have this technology, we just acquired it. So no, that does not explain orbs. And orbs get really funky really fast, as does everything else in the UFO space. They get pretty trippy and pretty weird. So yeah, not just plasmoids, or what people are saying is human technology or technology that we can understand. No, this isn't stuff we can understand. Yeah, as much as great as that would be. So what are the mystery drones? There's all sorts of explanations coming out and people theorizing about what these things are. Human, alien, what are they? Raz has an interesting theory here. They are desensitizing the public, so everything in the sky is mundane. Could that be it? I mean, that's as likely as anything at this point, right? Maybe the phenomenon is going to do some overt display, some sort of catastrophic disclosure. And to get out ahead of that, the control group is sending up these mystery drones so that we all just associate stuff in the sky with drones. And hey, it could go even further than that. Since we co-create many of these experiences, our consciousness interacting with the phenomenon, and stuff is happening as a result of that. The phenomenon will sometimes meet us halfway with this stuff. If we have drones on our mind going into these experiences, we might see drones. Just like in the 1800s when people were seeing airships, that was their frame of reference, hot air balloons. So the phenomenon gave them fantastic hot air balloons and zeppelins and dirigibles. So could it be something like that? various other theories and evidences. What if these drones are actually probes or scouts for an alien presence, using our technology against us to blend in? Or perhaps they're here to study or protect us from an even larger threat we're not aware of. Hey, you never know. And this is from Truth Poll. Another theory: what if these drone sightings are a facade, a brilliant ploy by the government or something else to mask the real event, the arrival or operation of UFOs in one of the most densely populated states in the U.S.? So yeah, kind of a similar theory there. Yeah, really, really interesting, guys. Let me know your favorite theory in the comments below. Meanwhile, this UFO video has been making the rounds. I don't know what this thing is. To me, you tell me what you think this is. To me, this looks more like, I don't know, this looks like CGI or like a laser show or something. There's something about this that just doesn't look quite real. So I'm inclined to think this probably isn't real, but it's beautiful. It's definitely worth sharing just because it's so beautiful. And hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's legitimately anomalous. I don't know. It's cool, guys. So let me know what you think this is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the experiencer says his whole body was vibrating. Okay, let's give a listen. No, there's music. Okay, anyway, but he says his whole body is vibrating. So if he saw this thing and his whole body is vibrating and he's on the level, then it definitely, leans in a more anomalous direction, right? But, is he on the level? I don't know. So let me know what you guys think about that. Meanwhile, the mystery fog thing still seems to be going on. It smells funny. It moves oddly. And there's health effects that people are experiencing as a result of this. So what is this stuff? And yeah, is it anomalous, or is it just a bunch of fog and people are thinking of the mystery drones and other weirdnesses and just making a connection there, right? It's fog, it looks weird, so it must be anomalous. I don't know, but I mean, that does look weird. That's not how fog moves, I don't think. Again, I'm a Texan. I don't have a whole lot of experience with fog, but I've seen fog. I've seen mist. People are saying it's leaving weird smears on windows and cars and things. Yeah, and look how thick the particulates are. I don't know. But I will share with you what Cliff High says. That's right, the famous Cliff High, who is saying, I have run some close-up clips of the fog through AI. It reports that the particulates appear to be self-organizing. It may be electrically controlled via a field. It's manufactured. The particulates are 100% alike according to AI. No deviation in size nor shape was detected. Not natural. This is for effing sure is an assault. This is a weapon of war, says Cliff High, who possibly predicted the mystery drones. He predicted this major event, aerial signs of contention, a certain number of days after the Joe Rogan Trump interview. And he predicted that a long time ago. And sure enough, it was around that time that we got the mystery drones. And I guess you can say maybe that's an aerial sign of contention. I don't know. Certainly contentious to talk about. We don't know what these things are. Lots of debate about that. Will it lead to the melee that Cliff High is predicting, and then will usher in sci-fi world as he predicts? I don't know. But I do think this is really interesting that he's run the fog through AI, and it's saying that it's self-organizing and it may be electrically controlled via a field of some sort, and that it's manufactured. Yeah, so, I have no clue, guys. It could just be fog. It just could be mist. It could just be mass hysteria. honestly, I'm not making any judgments on the fog. Just sharing with you what's out there and inviting you guys' thoughts on all of this. I think it's super fascinating either way. Oh, and I wanted to share with you an older quote from Werner von Braun. Different topic. This is from Timothy Good's book, Above Top Secret. Werner von Braun said in 1958, while on holiday in Germany, he made a cryptic statement about the failed launch of Pioneer 3. And he said, "We find ourselves faced by powers which are far stronger than we had hitherto." I don't think I've ever said that word out loud. Hitherto. Okay. Assumed, and whose base is at present unknown to us. More I cannot say at present. I'll read that again. We'll see how I do. We find ourselves faced by powers which are far stronger than we had hitherto assumed, and whose base is at present unknown to us. More I cannot say at present. We are now engaged in entering into closer contact with those powers, and in 6 or 9 months' time, it may be possible to speak with more precision on the matter. Of course, that time never happened. We never got any more statements. What did he mean? And did the control group, or von Braun and those guys, the paperclip guys, and the associated people, did they enter into any sort of contact with beings of that time who may or may not have been shooting down our rockets at the time? So a very, very intriguing comment from von Braun. Oh, and this was sent to me by Julian Willoughby, MD, MPH. Jack, I'm not sure how to contact you, but I wanted to make sure you saw this drone footage I just filmed with my iPhone over Huntersville, North Carolina, a couple minutes drive from the McGuire nuclear power plant. Okay, let's check this out.
It again. It's when you have the help and support of a therapist, but from what I understand it,
I think they've just got the radio or the TV on, and they are seeing this this drone thing. And look how it moves. It moves like a drone. I mean, the drones can do that, right? But it's brightly lit up, looks pretty large, and it's just moving around doing weird drone stuff, or mystery drone stuff, whatever this thing is. Interesting that it's near this nuclear power plant. What is this thing doing? Is this just a hobbyist drone? Really interesting sighting of what looks like a large drone in New Jersey, North Carolina. But this one was in New Jersey, and this is supposedly unexplained flashes. If this is legit, this is really interesting. I mean, could that be a laser show or something like that? Possible, right? But I've never seen lasers look like that before or do anything like that. Really intriguing footage. What is going on in New Jersey, guys? What is up? Is this the phenomenon? Is this legit? Is this high strangeness? Is this a portal? Is this a craft? What is going on here? This is super intriguing footage. So yeah, let me know your best theories about what the heck is going on in this footage. Meanwhile, ever since Lou Elizondo came out the other day, basically lobbying for position in the Trump administration and some sort of UFO capacity, people are calling it, the UFO czar. There's a border czar. Should there be a UFO czar? Why not, right? I guess if he's on the level and legit, and it's not like Arrow or something. So people have been saying, well, Lou is great, but maybe there are other options. Joe Murgia is talking about Jay Stratton. Would Jay Stratton be a better UFO czar? Well, he's certainly an intriguing figure in all of this, and apparently some of his information conflicts with Lou's information, and we might find out more about that in Jay Stratton's book, which apparently is going to come out at some point in the near future. Be really intriguing to see what discrepancies there are between Jay Stratton's version of events and Lou's. I think both of them are awesome, and I hate that there's conflict between them, but it appears that there is. So we'll have to see what what that looks like. But yeah, Jay Stratton, who was the leader of the UAP task force for a while, involved in Skinwalker Ranch, famously had a really weird hitchhiker that was seen by not only himself, but members of his family and people in their orbit back home. And it took the form of a werewolf, of a skinwalker, of a large wolf-like being on two legs with glowing red eyes. Multiple people saw this at different times, and it sounded like it was a terrifying figure. It had some sort of malevolence in it, or at least that's what they sensed. This skinwalker, shape changer, werewolf, whatever you want to call it. Really, really scary, hitchhiker, if that's what it was, and that's what it seems to have been. To have somebody like that as a UFO czar would be really intriguing, especially if you could get him to comment on that publicly and to make that like a known thing in the public consciousness. Of course, Lou Elizondo can also talk about other anomalous experiences. He had orbs in his house. He's a remote viewer, for sure. He would be an awesome UFO czar too. Of course, it really just depends on which one of them can push things forward the most in terms of UFO transparency. Others are putting out other names. David Grush. Wouldn't that be a wild UFO czar? That'd be pretty cool. Some are saying Stephen Greer. I mean, if you're a Greer head, great, then Stephen Greer, but Stephen Greer denies that there are alien abductions, or at least he has historically repeatedly denied there are alien abductions. So I'm not on that train, but Greer has definitely done some good. So I can see why people put his name out there. John Greenwald, an interesting choice. He's definitely done some stuff for transparency, getting a lot of FOIAs, making a lot of things public that weren't public before. So I think that's great. But we really need somebody that's been involved in these programs in some capacity, to my way of thinking. But let me know what you guys think. Who would be the best UFO czar? Meanwhile, Dr. Andrija Puharich, who is a researcher of Uri Geller and telepathic individuals, came away with the idea that ETs were involved and how these people became telepathic. And this is an older video, but obviously if that information is legit, then that is evergreen. So let's, you can watch his full presentation at your leisure, but here is the introduction to his speech.
The next speaker, Dr. Andrija Puharich, coming
I said that right.
to us from North Carolina, from Israel. Excuse me. He just flew in from Israel to be with us. Very, very phenomenal man. If anybody knows the book Uri Geller, you know the book? Yes. Okay. Dr. Andrija Puharich wrote the book, and also Beyond Telepathy. And in his research for the psychics, Uri Geller and Peter Herkus, in the research he found out that the psychics are getting their ability from the extraterrestrials to do their psychic powers, to do their psychic feats.
Okay, I just had to push back on that a little bit, but at the same time corroborate it. Because I do think there's something there. I think there's some there. When I interviewed Daz Smith, we talked about a remote viewing he did for the founder of Reiki, when that individual acquired that knowledge. And when Daz remote viewed that, he was seeing this massive energy just flowing into him, this Reiki energy and this download of all this information. And Reiki, of course, is, a hands-on healing modality, using symbols and attunements. And, I'm a Reiki master, and, I'm really into that. I think it's so cool. You can feel the energy. It's really neat. But yeah, so in the founder of that modality, I think it was back in the 40s, somewhere around there, 30s or 40s, maybe 30s. Anyway, receiving this huge download. And Daz was also saying there were UFOs, or at least NHI, involved in that. And I said, absolutely, that's what I believe too. That is what many Reiki experiencers and practitioners see during Reiki is that when they're doing this hands-on healing modality, they will see beings come in. Reiki practitioners frequently call those the healers or the doctors. And these beings will come in and assist in the healing. And these seem to be other dimensional beings, and they may have been the ones to create this modality of hands-on healing. But the important thing to note is that we all have the ability to heal with our hands. We all are connected to chi, to the energy. We can all do this without any training or any attunements. There's no particular modality you have to practice to be able to do this. So that's why I had to push back on it, because we are all intimately connected to chi, to the energy, to the force, and we don't need the training, we don't need the help of the NHI to do this. But it does seem like they are helping, and they have even created modalities to assist us in this healing. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were also assisting in telepathic communications and our understanding and ability to use telepathic communications. So that's why I had to push back on it, but also corroborate this idea at the same time, because it does seem to me like there is some there. Stephen Kent has his own way of expressing this. Telepathy works across all dimensions and levels of vibration and is facilitated through the quantum entangled property of consciousness. Everyone is constantly in contact through their thoughts. Whenever one thinks of another, a channel for communication is established. How well one can send and receive or not depends largely upon one's level of awareness. Becoming more mindful of what one is thinking is the quickest way to raise awareness and thus perception. Telepathy is an innate ability, albeit latent in some because of repression, trauma, or disbelief. Everyone and everything is telepathic to varying degrees. This is why, even if you don't claim to be telepathic, you know who's calling before you answer the phone, and your ears burn when someone is speaking of you. All right, well, I just wanted to share some thoughts on telepathy with you and whether or not NHI might be involved in that. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button or the subscribe button or both, and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out. Man, isn't that beautiful?